Well, I think the ducks like you.
They do. You see, they can give her something. Hi, guys. Oh, yeah, hi, I see you. Or maybe they're resting. Look at that guy sleeping. Oh, no, he's not. There he is. They could turn their head all the way around when they put their head on the back. You could give something in the bag.
I don't know.
It's grapes.
They heard you were good to the birds.
Hi. Supposedly crows tell other crows if they like you. Hi. You're so cute. I don't have anything. No. You're supposed to eat natural anyway. What is it? You gonna look at my bag? You can look at your bag. What, you think? Maybe. You can snoop, I don't care.
Okay, why don't you just turn around a little, face me?
Back here?
Yeah.
Off the side?
Yeah, we'll see if the ducks will. Okay.
I know, so sweet. When I took care of cows in India, one of the things I started to learn there was that when you actually are with nature, with the animals or the birds, like there's a little couple little Stiller jays that kind of adopted us and show up every day, and we visit and we have a nice time. That when you actually are there and you become part of the group, in a sense, they let you, they are their real self. When I was in Jamaica one time, and a couple of times, and the Jamaican people are really beautiful people, and they have a certain way of speaking and also being also on the outer. But when you get to know the person and they trust you, there's a whole different person there. And I think it's the way it is with us. So that to me is such a profound thing. Even when, say, people are photographing animals in the wild, you're still really never catching who they are. I had a really great teacher in seminary, Marcus Bach, and his nephew, Richard Bach, wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which is a really nice book. And Marcus Bach, a magnificent man and researcher into religions and such. And he said the key is you never know something from the outside looking in. And that's a lot of people. They're licking on the outside of the honey jar to get the honey. But it's on the inside of the jar. You can lick all you want on the outside of the jar to get the honey, but it's on the inside of the jar. And so when we actually are tuning in, like, being with the duck people, they're all people as far as I'm concerned. And this is their form that they're taking and therefore deserve respect. And little by little, or however it takes to get us away from thinking that dominance is to be cruel, to destroy the right of the other person to actually enjoy their life in the physical body or in this manifestation. We have to also look at the only way we ever really know ourselves is to be to give ourselves that, we call it a vacation, to vacate, to leave something, or they call it a vacay Zion, and you really look at what it means. Is I decided years ago, because I love to go to retreat places, because I felt so good and I could be who I was with really like-hearted people. So we actually celebrated and relished the uniqueness of each person at the level we were aware of at that time. And yet I would blossom in that environment and then go back into the world that had been my world. And I thought, I want to always live in retreat. So why would I live and be somewhere to do something to say, well, I need to survive in this miserable situation so I can keep this body, when actually you're not that physical body, you have a divine body. And when you activate your divine body, and that comes from being with yourself, and then also being with others who actually know who they are. And that when we are in captivity, we've been captivated by our fascinations, and to fascinate something is to fasten you to it, like like a button in a buttonhole, and you fascinate, and what we get fascinated with fascinates us, and we become focused on that what we are fascinated in, instead of getting the real pleasure that's inside the honey jar. And when we get a taste of the divine, we start running for it. And we always want more. And we tend to think the more is always wanting more of something out here, when you can see some of the people have all the more stuff. It's pretense. It's a show every day to show how much they have and how little you have, when you have everything, because you're divine. They have nothing. It's sad for them. But don't feel sorry for them. The key is to be who you are. And when you are who you are, you don't feel sorry for anybody. You have compassion for all. You also have discernment, where you know who to stay away from as well as who to be around. And where are you really expressing in being? And do you allow others around you to express in being? Or are you always controlling their consciousness to make sure they keep going in the direction that you want? You see. So yeah. Look at, hi. Nice to see you. And like being with the cows in India I mentioned, they start to reveal who they really are. And they start to accept you as part of them. And the whole thing about nature doesn't need pretense and animation and virtual. No. And the more we get centered in the real, the more pleasure we have naturally, because we are the source of pleasure. We are the pleasure of God, the divine. And in the artificial, you see, you become used and abused for the pleasure, or it isn't really pleasure, or some minor satisfaction of fear-based realities. Yeah. So when you tune into nature and yourself, wow, that's where the pleasure, and then you start running after it because you want more of yourself. That's why I have the phrase, be you to the full. And when you have that, you don't need more, because it's who you are, but yet who you are is ever unfolding, ever expressing, you see. And we start to expand our imagination and ideas and come back to go, whoa, the beauty of nature is just a fragment of what's the divine is made of. And every part is perfect and beautiful, just like you.
That was really good.
So sweet.